Hold up. Okay.
It's R5.
Okay. This.
Yeah. Nice.
This comp from CT looks a bit chaotic, but it works. What are your win conditions for for both comps here? I mean, AsstroSmurfs, I assume, just survive the early game, play for team fights.
Yeah, you don't want to fall behind in the lanes because then, you know, Tristana will just run away with the lead if you let her. Like, if Curse Tides get the mid lane tower first and they do it fast, then like they can do all kinds of rotations. They can start taking towers down even faster. Like, that's the issue that AsstroSmurfs are dealing with. Like, they have to somehow choose a lane that the jungler is going to influence and like work their way up from there. Maybe it's going to be mid lane just because of the naturally pushing Tristana, but even then, not an easy champion to gank because of the rocket jump. Whereas Curse Tides is like, in a 5v5 straight up team fight, it could be rough for them, but then again, Heimerdinger and Seraphine, just on their own, is pretty good counter engage if you play your cards right. Like the grenade, the upgraded grenade into the Encore, that's a lot of CC that can target multiple members of the enemy team. It's just about positioning correctly and, you know, not letting your backline be just dove by all the members of the enemy team. Because Kaisa and Rakan can follow up what Xin Zhao are doing.
Yeah, and we see this early start from both junglers starting their bot side, both getting a leash, but you saw from T-Zums there, not faking he's faking the leash, obviously to give like a little bit of like doubt, just to understand where Ares would be if he was to gank any lane, but Yona gets that, he's gonna get that early slow push in to get the crash at the top lane, which can cause a lot of issues for the Ornn if that wave is pushing out and you've got a Ghost Darius running down you. Yes, you did take Phase Rush, but that is a Darius. And he's angry.
Okay. I'm surprised that AsstroSmurfs are getting this much. Okay. Starting to go slightly in favor of Cursed Tides, but I was expecting even more push on their side. I guess now that they're going to get level 3, it's going to be a lot easier for them to do that kind of stuff.
Oh, Beckel with double knock up there, and Ignite goes down. But it just seems like they don't have enough damage. Nice knock up, but ugh.
Yeah, it's like the 2-man knockup comes out, but yeah, if you're not going to blow up someone immediately, then the Seraphine Heimerdinger, they do have answers to just CC you back. That's kind of the issue that they're dealing with. They're gonna get pushed in, they're gonna get CC'd up under their tower. Yeah, we'll see what Ares' first move is. He's pathing from bot to top, obviously.
And
but
the
so
immediate cleanse from Bishan as well. So no cleanse on that Kai'Sa, so any more CC coming in from this bot lane, with half health ADC can lead to a lot of pain. That's a big wave crashing in the top lane. Neither jungler gonna be going into their lane just yet. Alf just walking down to get this boss scuttle. I think he did see Ares on that top scuttle crab. I mean, he's just gonna have even farm starts for these junglers. But Ares is a little bit more tempo. As another knockup comes in from Beckler. Q goes wide. Post Lord Truck is taking a lot of damage. But Stefano's taking a lot of damage from Reply as well. Yoda is taking a lot of damage in the top lane.
Hold up.
Alf has found his way in. He's gonna get knocked up though. He's gonna spell shield it. And Sapana had to flash there. Respect the flash.
Yeah, nice bit of pressure from the Cursed Tide sub-jungler. And also, Post-Nord Truck, or Mark, not really fearing any kind of retaliation. He's attacking back.
Weebly's gonna jump in onto the Ares here, onto Xin Zhao. Gonna half-elf him, jump back on. Sapana's just in a world of hurt. Under the tower, gonna lose the entire wave to it, and first blood over to the week 5 MVP, the 3-time of the season.
Yeah, this is what I was fearing for AstroSmurfs before we got into this game. Like,
Oh, Jonas.
when
He's
mid's
found
pushing,
people
the
here.
bot lane's pushing. Oh, that might
Gonna
be.
get broke the face, broke the
That might be it.
lead. Jonas gonna get the auto attack. He's gonna get the Q off, and he's gonna find the solo kill in the top lane. And it seems like the early game is going in the favor we expected.
Yeah, so many things happening all at once, but yeah, most importantly for Cursed Tides, they had mid and bot pushing at the exact same time. Very nicely coordinated by the team. They got the wave in so that Tristana could come in and secure the kill. Annie, I guess, was, you know, not really following the play because was looking to just make a purchase. But yeah, there was not really much counterplay for AstroSmurfs there. It's either just give up the whole wave or just you die a pretty miserable death under your tower.
I would say Bishan, Sapana, he does have a slight CSC, but there is a lot of minions crashing onto the tower, so it'll be on to Oz to collect all of that, and I think probably take the CSC. We might see a dive coming in top here, or Ares is just invading. He's just taking the crook. He doesn't want any piece of this Darius, and I think that is a very fair shout.
Yeah.
Yona might find him here. They're shadowing. It's actually Jennifer was on the roam up, and here comes the full combo. The auto comes through, the horn is gold, but he's not going to get the second cast off. But I think Yona is just going to die anyway to the Xin Zhao.
Damn, I was going to say they shouldn't dive. They don't have enough damage, but then Yuna just, you know, curiosity got the best of them, and you know he meets both the top laner and the jungler. There is also the Annie just lurking around, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a kill over to the Xin Zhao. It's a good spot to be in. It's a nice little takeaway from a little bit of a messy early few minutes. Well, he's only at 1k. Personal truck walks up and is just gonna look the chunk, but not really get anything done. Wibbly's gonna jump in on Jenny Pradmore here, and half health. That champion is so fun to play against.
Yeah, even with the stun, like, if Wibbly knows where the jungler is, he will just trade without any fear, and, you know, when that happens, Annie just does not quite have the damage to retaliate. But could be another gank setup coming on, maybe in the near future. Alpha's close by, though. Doesn't have level 6 yet.
There's a lot of wards in that bot side jungle. Alpha's gonna go in, the Flash is gonna go back, but Ares, he's gonna be the one to follow up here. Moistwan's gonna be the one knocked up. Moistwan will be the first to fall, and Alphanster's just here, but he's not level 6. The Xin Zhao is level 6. And a good engage from Beckler to blow Flash. He's gonna get another knock of him. Post no truck, just not respecting it. The double charm comes through, and it could be just a triple kill over the Xin Zhao. Ares wants it. Zapana's gonna take it. And oh dear.
One sequence was all it took for AstroSmurfs to completely turn this lane around. Ares gets level 6 before his counterpart, which is to be quite...
I have to cut you off there. The ghost spin popped in the top lane. Yuna is looking for another kill. He caught on shopping, on building, but I think it's just going to be a kill on the tower. Yuna, no, he's going to die to the tower!
He didn't believe in the bleed. I thought that bleed would just kill him off with that little HP, but I guess he wasn't quite sure if that killed. You know, in a spot like this, both top laners have no TP. I don't know how the waves are positioned. It looks like it's slightly better for Ornn in this situation.
It's very good for
But it's gonna crash. It's gonna crash, I think, and Teasums can't catch it.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Catch it.
So, Darius, you know, it's not that terrible. You know, trading kill for kill. You have a better one-item spike than he does. So I think you're quite happy with how it turned out.
And they're gonna move straight for this Herald and Cursed Tides. As Ares, I think he's just poking in for the Drake, but he's not gonna go for it. He's just gonna retreat back into his jungle that he's already farmed. And yeah, that's gonna be a free Herald for the side of Cursed Tides, but it's what can they do with the Herald? They're getting the push in the lanes, but Yeah, the Xin Zhao is pretty bad.
The two players are already gone mid, so I expect them to just continue to target that lane. If they can get mid lane turret down, that is obviously the best turret to take down in the early game. You can continue to rotate your members around the map.
It looks like they're going to be roaming top here. Alf and Wibbly linking up in the jungle. In the river, and I think T-Zom's just respecting it. They're going to be fading from this top side, actually. But there could be a collapse on here. And he's coming over. The Ornhorn's been down. It's a 2v2, but the Nocturne ult's been activated, and I think Alf, you're going to be just the one left to die here. Spectre takes a massive trade in the bot lane.
I'm not sure about that, in all honesty. Like, you're already an underlevel jungler. Your top laner doesn't really have prio to begin with to try and attempt this. Like, you're putting a jungler who's already ahead even more ahead. Yeah, I think they need to just try and get this Nocturne to actually get camp rotations down. Just let him do his own thing, because he's falling dangerously behind compared to Xin.
For everything said about the lanes, not a lot of pain has been inflicted.
Yeah, because of what happened bot lane with that really good gank from Ares.
He's looking again here.
Cursed Tides.
He's lurking around. They haven't spotted him yet. Beckler, very low health here, so Beckler chooses to go in. He's gonna ult in and go straight into the Heimerdinger, but Xin Zhao just misses the W, and the Seraphine ult comes through, and they get a 1-for-1 trade. And there's a lot of damage going down onto the Xin Zhao. He should be able to walk it away. Our Panzer's gonna be following Wibbly. Wibbly's just gonna flash forward, and he's just gonna ult the Kai'Sa.
Okay, like, all in all, it's still Ares with a very low health bar. You forced out the TP from the Annie. Like, this should still be a dragon for Cursed Tides, but yeah, Wibbly probably regretting that flash just a little bit.
You know, looking for something. They might look to collapse him on at the end of the streak. Then TP's coming through. Jane is in the middle of everywhere. He's gonna flash double ult onto 2. And Wibbly's just gonna jump away to the side. One's gonna be the one chasing him. Can Wibbly get out? I think he should be fine. Alpanzer's in the back line now. He's gonna be just causing havoc, and the Ornhorn gets caught. But everyone's very low. But everyone's just going forward. Yona's just gonna go into the ult, but he's gonna die. Ares is gonna be able to fall. And Wibbly, the one that was engaged on, is still alive. A lot of things happening. Wibbly's gonna just jump in. Beckler's gonna fall. Sapana's gonna fall again.
Oh my goodness.
You can't keep getting away with it.
You just walked into Heimerdinger's turrets and you pay the price. Like, it did look like a very good engage for AsstroSmurfs, but then the reply TP in the bottom river from Yuna. He turns his side around, he dies, but he does enough work for Cursed Tides to actually win this team fight. And Wibbly with, Wibbly was cold-blooded that whole time, did not lose his nerve. Constantly auto-attacking, dealing the damage, and that's pretty much how Cursed Tides win this fight, and they get the first turret of the game as well. This was on thin margins.
Yeah, and it all comes down to who can hold their nerve the most, and Wibbly, I think, one of the bomb players in the league that definitely can do that. See how he played that fight, jumping back to his team and just standing there holding his ground. Doesn't really care that he got engaged on, and comes out with it with, I think that was 2 kills and 2 assists. It could have been more, but the Darius also getting a lot of goals from that fight, and the Herald's not even going to get the crash. Oh no.
That could have maybe been the second turret there for Cursed Tides, but the way that fight went, I think they will take 1 turret and a dragon. That could have been an AsstroSmurfs win in that team fight if things go just a little bit differently. But now
they're looking for something mid here, but it's gonna be a control ward. Still,
obviously, very hard to.
Oh, Becker's gonna jump in onto personal truck. But
Yeah,
nothing's
very
gonna
hard
come
to
from
break a Heimer Seraphine lane from this position once the turrets are set up. Like, you need a coordinated effort, and then Nocturne can just hover. Like, he can just hang around mid, he can press R, and he can just turn around the fight just like that, so...
that. Jaina taking a
Not
whole
that
lot
easy.
of damage.
Yeah, Jaina Plasma just pretty much pushed in all laning phase, but continues to have good CS numbers, so... That's a positive point for AsstroSmurfs. They are still scaling with their AP and AD champions. It's not like they are out of this game, not in the slightest.
Like they're gonna
Still
look
very much
again.
an even stage.
He's gonna take punishment, but Ares is coming from the top side, but he's on so many wards. He walked over one, he's walking over a second, and Alf Hansen's gonna be hovering. Wibbly's gonna be one on the flank here. Jaina pushed in the bot lane.
I
And
wonder.
it's gonna be a 5-man mid.
Oh, this is gonna be a tower. But I wonder if Cursed Tides could have baited the Zen to come in if Nocturne doesn't show himself with the Nightbringer there. 'Cause I don't think AstroSmurf saw him on that ward.
I'm gonna be looking for T-Zums again on this top side. Just hit him with the autos, hit him with the bleed, hit him with the Q, gets the full stacks, just gonna ult him for pressure, I guess. That's what Dave would say, a tempo ult.
Doesn't really set up that much for Cursed Tides because there's no second Herald that's spawned yet, but
No, they just took it.
could
They were
be...
taking it. They were taking it during that play.
Well, that works as well. But yeah, it just... If Ornn decides to stay around, that, you know, that could always be more kill pressure there for Darius. I think Cursed Tides maybe should look
T-Zum's
for
been
another
caught
swap.
again here. Sorry to cut you off once again, but this top lane, T-Zum's playing on the edge. I think Yona might look to dive here. We could be seeing the end of the Ornn again. Just saying it up.
Without Noxy Guillotine, pretty tough. To apprehend this as well.
Oh! We have a Drake. The whole time the Drake's been set up on. Cursed Tides, the first one said, this should be just theirs, and you can see AstroSmurfs, they're probably playing for a fight afterwards. They've got TPs and the TPs that come through from the Ornn. The frontline TP, but the Cursed Tides is just walking back, and everyone's going to jump back into the Charm, and Ares is going to go so far deep. Beckler's going to follow him up, and that's going to be one down to the side of AstroSmurfs. Ares is going to run forward onto Moisson, going to get stunned, but the Kaiser follows with the ult. And I think that's just the end of the day for the Heimerdinger. They had to go so far to get those kills.
And the question is how much AstroSmurfs can get from this play, because Cursed Tides decided to just trade Ornn's TP for the tower topside. So, you know, just playing the map, not really deciding to go for the all-out fight this time. And I think that was a good call, all things considered. Maybe the disengage could have been a little bit cleaner if they, you know, expected AstroSmurfs to...
Oh, Beckler.
Just like, oh,
Wibbly's just jump into Beckler and just find one kill, and he's going to go for a 2v1, but I think the Kaiser might win. I know Wibbly's just going to kill them both.
Yeah, well, he has two items. He has Navori.
Oh, I didn't even see
damage
that.
Is, like, this damage is normal at this point. This is Tristana we're talking about.
Yeah, that's going to be
once
hammered
again,
up in the mid.
Once again, it's just Wibbly putting on a clinic on this Tristana. Not much else to say. This champ deserves respect.
He's very low health here. He gets caught. He's been caught by the W, but Ares can't find him. But Jenny Bramwell's come running in on the side. The flash, but he's going to go straight onto Alf Hansen, who's going to spell shield some of the damage. But he's going to be walking up. Post-No Trick going to try to pull his team out to safety here. The Ornhorn comes in. The Ornhorn's going to not connect onto anyone.
Oh.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, Yona is just pushing. And they can't find any of the kills. They blew everything for nothing. They should be able to get this mid tower, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, plenty of resources expended just to get that one kill. Can they get this tower? Okay, they will be able to, but now maybe there's a chance for the Tides to re-engage.
The lights have been turned out. Wibbly's going to jump in, and it's going to be sent into the backline from Alf Hansen, and the Charm goes on to 2. Doesn't get anyone Oh, they don't get any kills. They lose Alf. They don't get anything. And it's blow everything for everything. And Sapana might be cool. He's gonna cleanse and run away. They're gonna get mid turret.
I'm sure Curse Tides were looking for a
And
little
Wiggly's
bit
just gonna
more.
jump in front.
Wow.
And then T's gonna flash over the wall and he's gonna jump out! This guy's crazy!
Okay. I mean,
Jaina's really low here.
he flashed in for that one kill. I mean, Curse Tides, that initial engage, not the best, because Seraphine ult, you know, Mark tried the best angle he could in that spot. It was just a little bit awkward because AsstroSmurfs were so sped out. But what this did is it allowed the pressure top to continue, and also with some of these low health bars on the AsstroSmurf side, they just take the tower outright. So, like, they know that League of Legends is pretty much a game of turns. Like, AsstroSmurfs took their turn, and then it was CT's turn to take their own. So, yeah, just recognizing that, you know, there are strong points and weak points, and playing the map accordingly. We'll see what happens at this next dragon, because the items are slowly coming in for AsstroSmurfs, but we're not quite at the point where Kaisa can overpower the Tristana, for example.
Yeah, and we just see AsstroSmurfs grouping as 5, walking into this Baron pit just to hold the ground. They have good vision on this Baron, so they know it's not going to be started. His team's going to find Personal Truck and just bump him up into the air, ask him where his parcel is, but it's not there. But the Drake in 52, Yono has found himself in the bot lane, and he's just pushing that tower unanswered. I think Season's going to back Kira and just go down there to answer. And Yono, if you're not careful, it could be collapsed on here. You got Rakan and Kai'Sa coming in behind. You got Ares. I think he spotted him on the control ward. He should just be out. Wibbly pushing in the top side with the TP. Drake in 30. Personal truck. Oh, the ult goes wide!
Big cooldown. And now Jaina Proudmoore without Tibbers.
Yona might be caught here. He's alone. They're all just going to send their ults onto him. That's going to be Yona Charm knocked up, and he's going to be the first to fall. But Wibbly's just going to stick to the split push.
Okay, now I think CT should recognize that this is not an objective they should be fighting for. They can try to interrupt AsstroSmurfs in some way. But yeah, if you see Wibbly pushing top, you should just try and play for that instead. Okay, they can't really do anything about this dragon. All in all, it's just one pick. That's all it really is. And it is, you know,
he's back solo kill
stacking. But look at what Wibbly is able to do. Like, Cursed Tides, their mid laner's so strong that even with AsstroSmurfs taking this dragon, they have to sacrifice so much just to get it.
Ares looking to find Wibbly on his way out. Beckler also, but the turrets are just there, the wards are there, they can spot him, and oh, maybe Wibbly's overstepped here. They're chasing. Oh, they're not going to go for a Personal Truck and Moist One in the area. They are on the wall. It's going to be a flash forward. It's going to be a knock up, and Personal Truck's going to be the first to fall. And Ares and Beckler just sent it, and they're going to go straight for the Baron here. Alf Hansen in base. Wibbly's just recalled.
Just one pick though, and Cursed Tides have TPs. They will use them. They will use them both.
Beckler's really low here. Yana Pramor's standing in the choke point, and that's going to be forcing them off the Baron. 2 TPs to stop a Baron? I don't think that's a terrible trade.
I think AsstroSmurfs definitely happy with what just happened. Managed to convert just one pick on the support into 2 TPs burned. That's really not that bad for them. It does like allow them to have some extra options.
They do lose tier 2 bot though. They do lose the tier 2 in the bot lane. Yuna has been pressuring most for the past 5-10 minutes of the game. Maybe 5 minutes. They're gonna jump on T-Zones together. Beckler and Ares coming in, but the Ornn's gonna be first to fall. The lights have gone out. Ares just throwing in blind W's, can't find anything. Yuna's gonna be ghosting forward. He's gonna be looking for the Rakan here. Gets the slow, but doesn't get much. Jaina's gonna be running around alone in the jungle, but it's gonna get the stun out onto Yuna. He's gonna be flat. Oh, he's gonna flash away from the stun. And Moist One's gonna go into the Zonyas, but Jaina Pramor's gonna be 1 to 4 here. And I think that's just going to be Beckless dead. That's going to be mid-turret and maybe the end of the game. One pick turns into the game.
Yeah, that might just be game, but I want to just talk about one thing. That Nocturne was not even near ult range, but he pressed R, and that made AsstroSmurfs second guess themselves. They did not go for the counter engage onto their opponents, and that allowed.
Bardock's gonna get jumped on here, and that's probably going to hit him dead. Ares trying to hold the line with T-Zums, gonna hit the ult back, and are they crossing a bridge too far? They're probably not. They're lucky just to end this game. Just Wibbly wants out. Wibbly just wants to win the game. As we Ares to fall, the frames drop, but Beckless could be another one to fall, and then the Nexus falls as well.
Wow. Yeah, Cursed Tides, even with a substitute in the jungle, they continue their rampage across UNL.